I understand completely if you have no interest in getting married. In point of fact, it could turn out to be one of the best decisions you've ever made. When considering the benefits and drawbacks of this contract, it is important to keep in mind that marriage is also a legally binding agreement. It is abundantly clear that refraining from signing that piece of paper could end up saving you a significant amount of hassle. Choosing to live your life apart from a partner will not make your life more difficult. Rather, it will give you more freedom. If you give it some thought, you'll realize that a woman does have a reason to leave her husband. And that reason is so that she can collect child support and general support from the man. The contemporary woman has a lot of negative ideas about men, particularly in the Western world. And these ideas lead her to believe that men are worthless pieces of garbage. This is especially true in the Western world. On the other hand, unless she is a lesbian, it is likely that she will want a charming prince, or at the very least, a nice guy who can take care of her. If she is a lesbian, she may not care about either of these things, except for the fact that she is a lesbian. This young lady is ready to settle down and find a decent man who will love her for who she is, rather than how she looks after spending her 20s having fun and experiencing a lot of life. It would be extremely helpful if you would also click the like and subscribe buttons, so please do not forget to do so. Permit me to explain how the Me Too movement influences marriage in today's society. It is not difficult to comprehend, and it is of utmost significance, so pay close attention. There are those who continue to believe that the Me Too movement was nothing more than a publicity stunt to get women to talk about how badly men treated them. Of course, there are some men who treat their wives in an abusive and disrespectful manner, and I find those men to be very repugnant. However, just because some men are molesters, abusers, and other despicable people does not mean that all men are like that. It's the same as if you said that all women want wealthy men, and that they care only about having lots of money and living an extravagant lifestyle. Some women do want that kind of man, but other women just want a guy who has his life together, even if he isn't a millionaire. They don't care about the money as long as he has his life together. Some women simply desire to be with a man who appears to have his life in order. The problem is that a significant number of people simply are not capable of understanding this concept. The decisions that are made by men who do not marry or date are based on the experiences that they have had in the past. They decide to take a break from dating for a while so that they can concentrate on bettering themselves after dating 3 or 4 women who are unfaithful to them. The reason for this decision is unclear. There are situations in which the unfaithful partner of a man will come back to him because she sees that he is succeeding professionally and has even improved his appearance as a result of his efforts. You shouldn't bring her back if something like this happens to you because it's not worth the risk. After it was determined that some men had engaged in inappropriate behavior and should be held accountable for their actions, the Me Too movement illustrated how deplorable today's society has become. The issue is that modern women, particularly in Western nations, have more legal power than they ever have before in a marriage or a relationship. This presents a problem. What exactly does this entail? Your wife has the legal right to date other men, and if she does, you will no longer be able to see her because this will prevent her from leaving you. Consider the challenges that could arise from marital commitment. It doesn't matter if she's bored, the guy has become boring and unattractive, or she thinks someone else is more interesting. The majority of divorces are initiated by the woman in the relationship. A woman's biology, as well as the culture in which she lives, encourage her to look for ways to save money. If a woman decides to end her relationship with a man in today's society, she will be praised for having the strength to walk away from a man who treats her poorly or who is not a worthy partner. When a guy breaks up with a girl, he usually gets a lot of criticism from both women and men, and this criticism can be especially harsh. This criticism is directed at the guy for breaking up with the girl. When he ended his relationship with her, despite having the opportunity to bang her, some guys think he's an idiot for doing so. But if she does not regard you with respect and does not place any value on you, what is the point of that? Surprisingly, many people persist, despite the fact that it is patently obvious, in thinking with their private parts. The problem with this is that the statistics paint an even clearer picture of the situation. Approximately 80% of divorces are initiated by women, while only 5% are initiated by men. No matter how enthusiastic you are to give your all to your partner, she still has the right to tell you that you are not enough, and then she will demand that you give in to the demands that she makes of you. This is true regardless of how enthusiastic you are to give all that you have to your partner. I wish I didn't have to tell you this, but unfortunately, it is the reality. Non-stop, but it hasn't been enough to make a difference in how she's feeling. You reach a point where you no longer respect her, and she betrays your trust by having an affair with a man she knew before she married you. This causes you to lose all respect for her. Do you recall the admission that 50% of all women made, stating that they always had a fallback option? Considering the fact that this is the case for marriage, just think about how much higher the number could be for relationships that are less serious or more casual. Women are getting more attention than they ever have before, thanks to social media and dating apps, which means that they have access to a virtually limitless supply of men who are willing to do it for them. It would be very difficult for you if all of a sudden your dream of having a happy family with a loving wife were shattered, and you were told that you had to pay alimony and that you couldn't see your children. This would be very difficult for you because it would be your dream to have a happy family with a loving wife. This would be a very challenging circumstance to be in. It is in the best interest of everyone involved to avoid entering into a marriage contract in the first place, so as to avoid the mental and financial stress that comes along with the process of discovering the truth. This is because the process can take a very long time. You should always consider yourself to be in competition with other men. Because she is a woman, she is aware that she is sitting on a throne fit for a queen, and that she has choices available to her. Because of this, many contemporary women have a very boastful attitude, and as a result, they rely on their physical attractiveness to attract men, despite the fact that their demeanor is pretty difficult to stomach. Why would you want to date or marry a woman simply because she is attractive? If all she wants to do is win arguments and pick fights over petty issues, she doesn't have a lot of beauty on the inside. To tell you the truth, if she wants that much attention, she ought to get married to her Instagram page. Keep your strength, guys, and I hope everything works out for you. Have you ever talked to a guy who has been separated from his wife? Leave your thoughts in the comments section down below. I'd love to hear them. Thank you very much for watching, you guys. If you enjoyed watching this video, click the like button and then subscribe to the channel so that you won't miss any of the videos that are uploaded in the future. Please comment and share it with your friends, guys. We'll talk to you again in the following video.